All right, guys, it's JB here. I'm ready to talk some Championship 4. I thought I'd do a video on what I think the weaks and the strengths of the drivers. First of all, I want to say if you like the channel or whatever, subscribe and hit the like button. And for all you people out there embracing this cold weather coming in, stay warm. Get you some stuff in case the power goes out. I know Tuesday it's supposed to be down to 7 degrees here at night. Probably wind chill factor is below 0, so it's gonna be cold coming up Tuesday night. But yeah, I want to talk some Championship 4. I'm sitting there playing around with this little Darrell Waltrip 2000 Big K Mark Ford Taurus car I've had. I found my daughter was playing with it, and I'm like, "Where'd you get that at?" She's like, "I found it." I'm like, "That's cool." But yeah, I just want to talk this Championship 4. I know a lot of people's kind of a little bit upset about it because there are 3 Toyotas in it, and it is kind of awkward. It's going to be kind of weird for Joe Gibbs Racing to say, "Hey, how are we going to do this? How are we going to make sure one of our drivers wins the championship?" If they get a caution with 3 or 4 laps to go, is it every man for themselves? Are they going to wreck each other? What's going to happen? It's going to be crazy. I know a lot of people have already said they ain't going to watch the race because it's rigged. Whatever it is, you know. I look at it this way. You take a look at the wins and everything. You got 4 best drivers. Only other driver I think that could have probably fit in there would have been Chase Elliott, but with his car misfortune and stuff, just wasn't going to work. So, but yeah, let's get down to the JB talking about the Final 4 here. Let's start off with the outsider. I'm gonna call him the outsider. No, not Happy Kevin Harvick. Miami, he's going to be the outsider, Kevin Harvick, because it's like the NWO versus Sting back in the WCW days. Kevin Harvick's strengths. Strengths is experience. He knows what he's got to do. Don't look for a domination race by Kevin. Look for him to just hang around, top 5, top 10. And if he can put himself in that position and get track position, look out for him to win this thing. I think they've been playing around for the last few weeks, and they got a stronger team than what people think they got. His weaknesses is that being outnumbered by the Joe Gibbs Racing. If they get a late restart or whatever, and they're all 4 up there battling for it, they're going to block him. They're going to do whatever. That's his weakness going into this race, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be critical. Going on to the other driver, I'm going with Denny Hamlin. His strengths coming into this race is he's never won a championship. He has that desire. He's got that passion. He wants it, and his strengths also rely on, he's got 2 teammates with him, and he's had momentum throughout the year. So that's his strengths. His weakness is he's got Ricky Crew Chief. Will Joe Gibbs give any information the last 50 laps? Are they going to help each other out? If not, that could hurt Denny. Just like at Phoenix, we all know Kyle Busch could have won that race if he wanted to, but he knew the situation. If Denny don't win, he ain't in. So, I know Kyle was saying, well, I tried my hardest, had 4 tires, but everybody knows if he would have passed Denny, it'd been bad. The shop, Joe Gibbs Racing would have been disappointed Monday. But yeah, Denny Hamlin's weaknesses, I really truly believe, is the lack of experience of being involved with all the media, TV shows, this and that. it could be a little overwhelming, knowing that Kevin, Martin, and Kyle has just done this over and over and over. They know what to expect. Now, Kyle Busch, strengths. Strengths is 1.5 miles. Great racing. He does good there. He has strengths. He's got experience with his crew chief. They won championship, and they know what they're doing. They've been based with Joe Gibbs Racing for a while. Kyle knows what to expect this week. It's going to be a long, grueling week before they even get on the track. So that's his strengths, and he can do it. Kyle's weaknesses, his teammates. Again, he's got to beat Denny, he's got to beat Martin, and they're all going to kind of be running a similar setup. They'll probably have, all three of them will have a little different driving style, a little whatever, but they'll all kind of be around the same in terms of setups. And, you know, I think his weaknesses is that, and also his weaknesses is mental. He ain't won a race in a long time. So, will that be on his mind? Well, he said, well, I can't, you know, is it going to bother him? Is it going to get it? Are they going to get in his head as they talk during the week? And I know in Kevin Harvick, he might mention something about that in some of these videos. Going to Martin Truex Jr., my guy. I've always said, first year I said 19 and 19. A lot of people was wondering, said, well, Truex is going to struggle this year. He's going to a new team. I'm like, he's got the exact same team. He ain't going to a new team. The only thing difference is this right here. The changing of the number. He's still got Cole Pearn and a lot of the team members from 78. I mean, it was just a change of the number. That's all it was. So, I knew he was going to be strong. We won 7 races. Felt like we could have won 10. We let a few slip away. But his strengths relies kind of like Kyle and Kevin. The experience, this is like his 4th out of the last 5th trip there. So, in the Final 4. So, yeah, he's got the experience. They got the momentum. Even though the last 2 weeks they haven't been trying to win, but they're still finishing top 6, top 5. They even, this past week at Phoenix, they even sent some crew members home just to work on Miami. So, I mean, they wasn't worried about winning Phoenix. So that was just to try to help teammates and try to get in there. So, but Martin's weaknesses, it's a 1.5 mile track, so you don't have that much of a weakness. The only thing that could hurt him could be maybe a pit road penalty, restarts, because he always has his car set up for long runs. So if we get a caution with 10 and 15 to go, that could hurt him. But if we have a long green flag run, it could benefit him. But I think Denny and Kyle have the same situation, so that might be Kevin Harvick's advantage if they get a short run towards the end of the race. Lap traffic will be a big issue, and seems like Martin and I'd say Kevin gets through lap traffic better than any of them do. So that could be an issue. Just a mental vision from these guys. I mean, it's a grueling week. They're going to have to go to interviews, TV shows, talk shows, the whole deal. I mean, every day, Monday through Friday, will be nothing but just doing stuff for media, TV coverages. And by the time they hit the track, they're like mentally wore out. So NASCAR will take the 4 cars, and their 4 cars will be given to them this weekend when they hit the track. They had to have the cars prepared from like last year. NASCAR will send them in. They'll check them out, make sure everything's right, no cheating involved. So don't look for any post-race failure from the Championship 4, because NASCAR's going to have these cars until they get to the track. They'll be delivered, I think they do it Monday, and then they keep them to Thursday to make sure everything's fine. And then they can go to work on them. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. What do I think the race will play out is? I think the race is going to play out just like it's been playing out the last few weeks. I think the spoiler, that big ass spoiler, as Dale Earnhardt Jr. would say, is killing some good racing. If we take that spoiler back down, less downforce, a little bit more tire fall off, you got some good racing. And I just wish it would do it. I mean, I don't understand what's saying. And people's talking about next year, Phoenix being a championship race. Everybody's like, well, who wants to watch that? That's a boring-ass track or whatever. Let me tell you what, it's not the track. It's the cars. I've been in the business long enough to know. And the track's just perfectly fine. The PJ1 is worthless. Why they wasted their time and money with that, I'll never know. Phoenix has always had just a groove mile, 1.5 groove always. But if you made the cars handle different and take away that downforce, people's going to push up the track and you're going to have plenty of passing. It just makes it for better racing. So I don't know if NASCAR will look forward to that in the future or not. But yeah, the fans did. I mean, the place looked packed at Phoenix this weekend. But people's got to remember they took out like 50,000 seats there or something. So they wanted it to make it look like it's packed. I mean, it's still a good show, but these tracks are doing that. Dover took out 30 or 40,000 for next year. So, yeah, the tracks are starting to take out stands to make it look like it's packed. That's why I think the big update coming up in 21 from Nashville, they've got their stands worked on it, pretty much completed. They're going to be making a big show, and Rockingham working on their racetrack. Look for 21 is the big year. It's the big change year. Next year will probably be about the same as this year, but 21 is the key. So that will be interesting. And also, guys, I know this video's running long. You're like, get this out of the way. I just want to know what you think. But yeah, the Pick 5 contest is going to be special this week. Make sure you check out the Pick 5 contest. It's going to be, I'm going to have a little surprise in there. A good chance for somebody to maybe win a cool thing. So, yeah, we'll go with that. So make sure you check that out. Check out all my buddies' channels down below. And, well, long week next Sunday. I'm going to be a nervous wreck. If Truex has any trouble, I hope it's early in the race so I don't have to stress the whole race. It's been a crazy year, man. I'll tell you what, I was saddened when we left the 78, but things are starting to come to where, I mean, I still wear my Furniture Row shirts and stuff, but, I'm starting to get used to the 19. I don't like it as good as I do the 78 number, but it is what it is. So yeah, tell me who you guys think will win the championship. Comments below. With that, I'm just trying to get an honest opinion here. And somebody could win this race. It may not be a championship driver. I mean, Kyle Larson is badass there. And if he goes for it, which he shouldn't even worry about it. If he's racing somebody for a championship, don't worry about that. Go for the victory. Say hell with that. I mean, that's what racing's about. It's not about just backing off just because you're racing a championship contender. Go for the victory, guys. So, yeah. It's just curious looking at the media. I see a lot of people saying, oh, well, I'm not watching NASCAR no more because Chase didn't get into the playoffs and this and that. Chase is young. Rick Hendrick Motorsports is young. Except for Jimmy Johnson will be, in my opinion, will be announcing his retirement next year. Richard Childress Racing for Chevrolet sucks. Bubba Wallace plainly said he's not racing for Chevrolet because they won't help him any. Really, Rick Hendrick's about it. And then you're going to have Ricky Stenhouse going to the 37 next year, which he'll tear up all their equipment. I just don't see Chevrolet unless Chase Elliott. If Kyle Larson can get him a great crew chief, I think he could possibly do something. But other than next year, I see 2 to 3 Chevrolets competing competitive. You know, people like Alex Bowman, them run pretty decent the first of the year and the middle of the year, but the last 10 races, they're horrible. Just like today, they was lapping Alex. William Byron now. He's the man. I think he's the future for Chevrolet. Yeah, but him and Chase Elliott. Larson's in there. Don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. But Kurt Busch signed a 2-year contract too with the one car. But he's got that Monster Energy sponsorship. And hey, whatever works, works. You don't take the money of the race, you got to do it. And so that's my take on JB Talks Championship 4 here. And I'll be putting out videos during the week on this and anything that happens or anything crazy. So just guys, remember to subscribe to the channel. Be nice to people. Just because the driver didn't make it in don't mean you need to put them down or whatever. Now me and Charlie NASCAR joke around. We joke around all the time, so if you see us arguing or whatever, it's all a big joke. It's fun. Charlie's a great guy. In his video, made me laugh so hard, man. Charlie NASCAR's video, if you haven't seen it from Phoenix, go watch it. If you're having a bad day, he'll make you laugh. It's pretty good. But alrighty, guys. Well, just tell me what you think below. And we're going to head off Miami. I just wanted to give my take on the weakness and the strengths of these drivers. And carry on from there. So, we'll see you guys later. Have a good one.